Hello friends, it's Grace and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the postscript book tag that I was tagged in by Anitha. I really enjoyed watching her video for this tag and I'm going to leave her channel linked in the description, so you should definitely go check out Anitha's channel. And I thought that this had some really cool questions, so I was very much looking forward to doing it when she tagged me, and I'm finally getting around to it now. So based on the questions and the title, I think that this tag is something that's sort of meant to be done at the end of a reading year as a reflection back on your reading for that year. And it's a little bit past end of year content time now, since we are finished the first quarter basically of this year. Well, not quite, but what I decided to do instead was I just wanted to go with the previous 12-month period, so like March 2021 until now. And one reason for that is because I started my channel in April of 2021, so using that period is almost like making this a postscript tag for my time on BookTube, which I thought would be an interesting idea. So there are 10 prompts in this tag, so I am just gonna get right into them. The first one is the longest book you read this year and the book that took you the longest to finish. And ironically, these are both Wheel of Time books, and I actually started Wheel of Time in about March, I think it was March last year. And so the longest book based on page count that I read in the past year was Lord of Chaos by Robert Jordan, which according to Goodreads comes in at 960 pages, so that is a sizable book right there. And then the book that took me the longest to read was Winter's Heart by Robert Jordan, which is part of the slog, but I actually enjoyed Winter's Heart quite a bit. Winter's Heart took me from December 27th up until the 31st of January to read, and the primary reason for that is because I was doing a lot of buddy reads, mostly with Ben, because we were reading Farseer together. We were reading Royal Assassin and Assassin's Quest, so I was reading very small amounts of Winter's Heart per day and making like very slow progress through it. So that was actually one of the books that I enjoyed, and I really enjoyed the ending of it. It just took me a long time to read it because I was spreading it out. The second question is a book you read this year that was out of your comfort zone. And to be honest, I don't stray outside my comfort zone too much, which sounds like a negative, but I consider my comfort zone to be a pretty wide range. Fantasy, like historical fiction, fantasy romance, nonfiction, classics. I don't know, all of those I would consider to be at least somewhat in my wheelhouse, and I have a level of comfort reading all of those. So the one that I actually went with for this is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix, because I don't read a lot of horror. And I know that sci-fi, fantasy, and horror are sometimes grouped under the same umbrella together, like when people talk about those genres as a whole, but I wouldn't consider horror really in my comfort zone, at least not even as much as sci-fi, and I haven't read a ton of sci-fi either. So this is the first probably like purely considered horror book that I picked up, and I really, really enjoyed it. So that was an interesting experience for me. Question 3 is, how many books did you reread? And ever since starting BookTube, I have reread very little, because I have mostly been wanting to catch up on what I do want to read. And in catching up and in reading all the new things, I have accrued things that I would love to reread in the future, but I haven't been focused on rereading like things from before. So I've only reread 3 books, and those are Romeo and Juliet, which I last read in high school English class, The Ocean at the End of the Lane, which I have read February 2021 and January 2022, and then The Song of Achilles, which I first read in, I believe, 2019, and then also reread in January 2022. So 2022 has already been a bigger rereading year for me than the previous one was. And then question number 4 is your favorite reread of the year, and with only 3 to choose from, it's pretty easy for me to rank The Ocean at the End of the Lane as my favorite of the rereads, but I did love The Song of Achilles as well, so that's not to take away from that book either, because I think that they're both really great. Question number 5 is a book that you read for the first time that you are looking forward to rereading in the future, and my goodness, if there are not so many books that I could put here. But I did limit myself to one answer, even if it's not technically one book, it's still one answer, and that is the Winternight Trilogy by Katherine Arden. Even though I haven't actually completed it yet, The Bear and the Nightingale and The Girl in the Tower have already made this one a favorite for me, and they're also easy reads in terms of like, it's easy to physically read and to get through them, and I have like a really quick time with them, so I really want to reread them basically already, but I really am looking forward to, once I finish this trilogy, the time in the future when I'll have time to revisit it. Question number 6 is your favorite single short story or novella that you read this year. And so I was thinking of a few options, but I ended up going with When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain by Niveau. And in this Singing Hills cycle by Niveau, The Empress of Salt and Fortune, the first novella, is amazing too, but I just ended up, I don't know, I think that When the Tiger Came Down the Mountain is a little bit more memorable for me, and I really loved both of them, but I'm really looking forward to the next novellas in that series. I don't know, I'm even having trouble choosing right now, even though I already answered the question, so you guys should just read The Singing Hills cycle by Niveau, because they are such quick, easy novellas, and they're so good. Question 7 is Mass Appeal, a book that you liked and would recommend to a wide variety of readers. And so this is the Greenbone Saga for me, and this is one that I held myself back from putting in the looking forward to rereading category because I wanted to use it for this question. And so the Greenbone Saga, well, first of all, it is one of my favorites of all time. It has solidified itself with Jade Legacy as one of my favorite series, bar none. And I think that it has a wide appeal because of the fact that it has that like The Godfather meets fantasy feeling. I think that the wider population really likes watching that type of drama play out in like a TV show setting, which is one reason why I want the Greenbone Saga to come to TV so badly. But the type of like fantasy that it has, which is sort of low fantasy, where the magic plays a significant role, but in the day-to-day life of the characters, we're looking at more of a different kind of drama and conflict. I don't know, I just think that based on what is successful in media, that it would have a wide appeal to a lot of people. So that's my pick for that one. Question number 8 is Specialized Appeal, a book that you liked but would be hesitant to recommend to just anyone. And so for this, I actually picked The Books of Babel by Josiah Bancroft because I adored the first 3 books, and then I had some mixed feelings on the finale, and this is why I feel like it's a specialized appeal, because I think that there are going to be people who like love the direction that the finale goes and the decisions that were made in the final book, and it's really going to work for them. And then there are going to be people like me who kind of fall in the middle. They like some of the choices but not others. And then there are going to be people who like just it doesn't really work for them. They are not a big fan of the direction that things ended up finally going in. And so that's kind of my rationale for this choice, because I do believe that they are great books and that Josiah Bancroft is a great writer, but that's kind of where that specialized taste comes in, because if it fits your taste, then it will be perfect. Question number 9 is to reflect on your year as a bookish content creator, and this one has a lot of potential for rambling, but I'm actually going to kind of put a pin in myself because we're only looking at about a month from now until when my actual BookTube anniversary will be, and I'm probably going to make a video about my BookTube birthday, my experience on BookTube, etc. But for now, I will just say that I am enjoying myself so much. I'm really enjoying the things that I'm reading and creating content about them, and there are so many wonderful people that I've had the opportunity to meet. Right now, with my current situation with my work situation, I haven't actually had time to watch as much content as I would like to and as much as I used to watch. So I would really like to get back to that because I want to support my friends in the community and the things that they're creating as well. But in terms of goals met and things, I never imagined even hitting 1K. So the fact that I am where I am after just under a year on this platform is really overwhelming to me, but I'm also really proud of it. So it makes me very happy, and thank you once again, you wonderful people, for being here. And I'm gonna make a longer version of that in a video basically to discuss my 1 year. But yeah, I appreciate you all very, very much. And then finally, prompt number 10 is to tag some fellow bookish content creators. So I have 3 people that I would like to tag in this video. I have checked, and I don't think that any of them have done this video. I hope that they haven't. But those 3 are going to be Kate from the Literary Apothecary, Joanna, and then also Jake from the Bookish Drummer. So I will have all 3 of their channels linked in the description below. You should definitely go check their channels out. And I hope that they're interested in doing this tag. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it. Subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. I post videos every Monday and Thursday, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!